Imagine a society where everyone think only about their own right and personal choices. Communitarian thinkers argue that this picture is incomplete. They believe human beings are deeply connected to families, communities, tradition, and culture. To understand who we are, we must also understand the communities that shape our lives. Communitarianism emerged mainly during the late 20th century as a response to modern liberal political theory. Thinkers such as Charles Taylor, Alasdair MacIntyre, and Michael Sandel argue that liberalism pays too much attention to individual freedom and not enough attention to social relationship and shared values. According to communitarians, people do not develop their identities in isolation. From childhood, we learn language, custom, moral values, and social responsibility. From the communities around us, this social influence helps shape our belief, goals, and sense of self. This does not mean communitarians reject individual freedom. Instead, they argue that freedom becomes meaningful only within a social context. Communities provide the moral guidance, support, and shared understanding that allow individuals to live fulfilling and responsible life. Because of this, communitarianism emphasizes both rights and responsibilities. Individuals enjoy freedom, but they also owe duty to their communities. This balance between personal liberty and social obligation forms the foundation of communitarian political thought. With this basic understanding in place, we can now examine the central criticism communitarianism makes against liberalism. Their first target is the liberal ideas of the individual self, which they believe overlook the importance of social relationship. Many liberal thinkers describe individuals as autonomous and independent beings who can choose their goals freely. According to this view, people exist prior to their social relationship and can decide their values through personal choice and rational thinking. Communitarians challenge this idea. They argue that no one exists outside society. Our identities are shaped by family background, cultural tradition, religious belief, language, and historical experience. This influence affects how we see ourselves and the world around us. Michael Sandel famously criticized what they called unencumbered self. This is the idea that individuals can separate themselves from all social ties when making moral or political decisions. Sandel believes such a picture does not reflect real human experience. For communitarians, people are embedded self. This means our identities are connected to the communities we belong to. We do not simply choose all our commitments. Many of them are inherited through relationship, tradition, and shared history. For example, a person may identify strongly as a member of a family, a cultural group, or a nation. These identities often influence choice and responsibilities. They are not always optional attachments that can be discarded whenever convenient. Communitarians therefore argue that political theories should recognize this social connection. A society cannot function well if it's focused only on individual right while ignoring the relationship and shared values that hold communities together. This criticism leads directly to a large debate in political philosophy. Should moral principles be universal and apply equally everywhere, or should they reflect the unique tradition and values of particular communities? This brings us to Universalism and Particularism. Universalism is the belief that certain moral principles apply to all people regardless of culture, history, or social background. Many liberal thinkers support universal principles such as equal right, freedom, and justice that are meant to apply everywhere. Communitarians are cautioned about this approach. They argue that moral values often emerge from specific culture, tradition, and social practices. Therefore, understanding morality required understanding the particular communities in which people live. This view is known as particularism. Particularists believe that moral judgment cannot always be separate from culture and historical context. Different communities may develop different values, customs, and ideas about what constitutes a good life. Communitarians do not necessarily reject all universal principles. However, they argue that abstract moral rule alone cannot guide human behavior effectively. Real moral understanding develops through participation in communities and shared social practices. For example, concepts such as duty, honor, citizenship, and responsibility often gain meaning through specific tradition. Without understanding this tradition, it may be difficult to fully appreciate why people value certain action or belief. The debate between universalism and particularism remain important today. It influenced discussion about multiculturalism, national identity, human rights, and cultural diversity. Different communitarian thinkers approach this debate in different ways.
If you are still watching, I hope you are finding this content useful. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel and share your thought in the comment. Your support motivates me to create even more content like this.